Got my eyes straight ahead, got my head in the game. With the red light on, I'm just waiting for the change. Keep my head down low.
Okay, look, I've been avoiding talking about these. I don't even want to say those two people from Sydney who claim to be nurses from the hospital who had those just completely derogatory, disgusting comments to make about how they just love to kill people. They're all dogs, whatever. Those two imbeciles, absolute idiots. The fellow apparently he's from Afghanistan. The female who said, "Don't forget my face," and show it all over. They are not nice people. Senator Payman. We have Senator Payman, herself from Afghanistan, defending the indefensible. Payman defends the indefensible. She's not even born here. I've said it before, I'll say it again. She should not have been allowed. If you weren't born in Australia, you should not be allowed to run for office. Not for local council, not for state, not for federal, nothing. Okay? Her allegiance obviously is not towards Australia. Her allegiance is one to Islam and two to Afghanistan. That's it. That's her allegiances. She is, quite frankly, a despicable human being. Anyway, let's get into what else has been happening with these two nut jobs.
Standards, that's how Senator Fatima Payman has labelled the treatment of two Bankstown nurses filmed bragging about refusing to treat Israeli patients. This as police continue to investigate any...
Mate, they really love to downplay, their comments about refusing to treat Israeli patients. They didn't just say they would refuse to treat. They said that they would kill them. And the Mail had said that, hey, he seemed to allude that he'd already done it, making that gesture, that he's going to be slicing throats. But they really downplay it, hey. We don't want to upset anyone. And Senator Payman, she's just despicable.
Possible charges over the vile video almost a week after it went viral.
Possible charges.
They've apologised. They have been punished. What is the end goal here?
Senator Fatima.
This. Anyway, they've apologised. So apparently that's all that matters. You say you're sorry. Hey, they've apologised. Let's just all move on and forget it. Remember, Islam is just love and peace. That's all Islam is.
Payman fired up over the backlash two Bankstown nurses have received since a video went viral of them bragging about letting Jewish patients die.
They made a terrible comment, yet are being treated as if they have committed the absolute worst crime imaginable.
Comparing the public condemnation of the nurses to an alleged failed stunt at a Newtown cafe last week involving the Daily Telegraph and a prominent Jewish figure.
How can we allow a major media organisation to get off scot-free?
The Senator's outrage echoed in a joint statement from prominent community bodies, saying the controversy isn't about what was said in the video of the nurses, but instead the speed, intensity and uniformity of response from the government and the media, describing the weaponisation of the word anti-Semitism in coverage of the incident. As
Weaponisation of the word anti-Semitism. Wow. They make me weak, these people.
Strike Force detectives assembled to investigate anti-Semitic attacks work to determine if any charges will be laid against Ahmad Rashad Nadir and Sarah Abu Lebdeh.
This task force designed to confront head-on what we regard as naked racism, anti-Semitism in our community. But they've got to get on with the job.
Today, Ahmad's lawyer apologised once again on behalf of his client.
By no means does my client protect what he has done. By no means does he hide from it.
Detectives are still yet to formally interview both nurses. Ahmad's lawyer has...
He doesn't hide from it, but hey, he still hasn't been interviewed. He's not mentally able to.
Told 9 News he is planning to attend Bankstown Police Station when he is mentally fit to do so.
He is more than happy to cooperate with police.
So why does he get to hold off and say, "Oh no, I can't be interviewed until I'm mentally fit"? If, as far as I know, he's here on a visa. How is it that he's able to call the shots? He's able to say all these things and then make threats and put it out there that, he's allowed people to die and that he would kill people if it was in his power. If someone comes along and they're a Jew or they're from Israel and they were on, their life was in his hands, he doesn't care. He would kill them. But then, well, everything's a little hard now. The pressure's on, so I can't be interviewed. We're idiots. Australia as a country has lost its mind. We cannot. I've said it before. It's like we've been given this reprobate mind. Our politicians cannot think straight. Our leadership, our law enforcement cannot think straight. I mean, you go and say all these despicable things, but then you get to decide when you'll come in for an interview. Well, you're mentally unfit. I'd say the comments that you made showed you're mentally unfit to be in Australia. And speaking of that, I just want to remind everyone what the Migration Act, 1958, Section 501. It says, Section 501, 501A, refuse to grant a visa to a person, or B, cancel a visa that has been granted to a person if C, the minister reasonably suspects that the person does not pass the character test. Check it out for yourself. The person doesn't pass the character test. Do you think they have passed the character test? I do not think so. This is despicable behavior, and the fact that they are just allowed their mental fitness. We all have to look out for their mental fitness. They weren't mentally fit in the first place. Remember, the lady said, make sure you never forget my face. I think she was actually born in Australia, which is even more despicable. What really annoys me, okay, is the male nurse. What's his name? His name is Rashad Nadir, however you pronounce it, whatever. He was born in Afghanistan, but fled with his family at the age of 12 after his father was killed. Because that's the kind of great country Islam produces. Afghanistan has been in turmoil for 100 years. And granted, not always their fault, but hey, the Taliban's doing a great job. So this dude lives in just a rubbish country, has to flee, comes to Australia. Australia, a nation which was founded on Christian principles, and then treats Australians like that, treats other human beings like that. That's the way he talks. So he would rather, should not he be sent back to Afghanistan? Shouldn't the Australian government be refusing to continue his visa? Don't you think there's a reasonable suspicion that he doesn't pass the character test? And secondly, what's happened? Apparently, they found morphine in his work locker. Morphine was found in the nurse's locker amid the investigation that's been ongoing. So, anti-Semitic, making threats, saying that he's already killed people, and I think the terminology means sent them to hell, any Israelis who have come, any Jews who have come into the hospital. That's what he's saying. And they found drugs, morphine, in his locker. These people obviously don't care about Australia. They don't care about Australian values. All they care about is their own ideology. They don't care about people in general, because if you're not Muslim, if you're a Muslim, you would get their best care and attention. But if you're a human being who happens to be from Israel, these people should not be allowed in Australia. The Australian government needs to be far more stringent on its vetting processes and using Section 501 a lot more often. If you're going to go around and say things, make threats that you're going to kill people, I'm sorry, but you failed the character test, put straight on a plane, head straight back to Afghanistan, and see how you like Afghanistan. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you think. I really did want to talk about these people because I don't think they're worth the attention, but I can't believe they're allowed to just sit there and go, oh, I can't do an interview until, my mental health gets better. What the heck? I'm Jay Fallon. Thanks for listening to The Slippery Slope.
They just fuel the desire that will take me higher. I'm on fire because nothing's going